Hi beautiful souls, I'm SoulStar, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a quick impromptu reading for guidance for the Divine Feminines for this weekend, or the energies that are starting from this weekend, but obviously continuing on for the next few weeks. If you're watching this video, you were definitely guided to see it. There's definitely some messages for you. Now, I know us Divine Feminines have been going through a hell of a lot, especially with all our divine masculines going through their tower moments. We've been feeling their pain like our own, because I mean technically it still is our pain. We are home, you know, we're one soul. But I know that for a lot of us divine feminines, we've really been struggling a lot recently over the last few weeks, especially the last few days. The energies have been so heavy and intense. So I pulled a few cards before. They've been out for probably about an hour now, just gaining all these messages from you beautiful divine feminines, which I just want to tell you, you are beautiful, you are worthy. Please, please just listen to me when I say you are worthy and you are loved, regardless of how long it's been since you've been in contact with your divine masculine. I really feel like this weekend us divine feminines are really going to have to continue resting, rejuvenating, grounding ourselves, because we are getting triggered a lot and feeling so much heaviness. I feel like a lot of us are going to be doing almost like a life review, like contemplation, looking back on all our past hurt, our past heartbreak, the self-sabotage, everything that we've gone through to get to this point, what we have done, what we would change, what we wouldn't do anymore. And it's just like, it feels like the last few battles that we're going to be dealing with until we're in a complete just natural state of balance. So I feel like a lot of us are going to be going through almost some of our own regrets, some of the ways that we've communicated, some of the ways that we've basically spoken to ourselves, all the lack of self-worth, the lack of self-care and everything, because we've gone through so much, and so many people in our experience have made us feel, you know, absolutely worthless, and we've given them that power. So I really feel like we're going to have to continue digging deep. And I know that some of you are going to be like, I've done so much work already, Nini, I don't want to do anymore. And I'm like, I know, I hear you, I used to say the same thing, but trust me, this is all about union with yourself. So I feel a lot of us are really going to be just reviewing our life, like seeing all the things that we have done, being proud of who we are, loving ourselves unconditionally, as hard as it can be sometimes, really just understanding that we have to be in the present moment. We have to live in the present. What do we want to do now? What do we want to focus on now? But it feels like we're still dealing with some of those last battles, those triggers. Yep, 100%. I feel like this is a mixture of our own self-sabotage, like our own mental conflicts, and oh gosh, all the emotional heartbreak. Wow, it's so heavy. Sorry, it's just hitting me, that all the emotional heartbreak, the depression, the obsession, the self-harming, the talking so down on ourselves because this one person that we really, really love and want to be with doesn't want us right now, or at least that's how it appears. But then remembering that it's all an illusion. Everything is an illusion in this 3D. Our souls really know the truth, our hearts really know the truth, but it feels like we're really just... For some of you divine feminines, I'm sending you so much love and positive energy, because I can just feel you're going through those really harsh moments where you don't feel like you even want to carry on. You feel like you can't even get out of bed. You feel like, oh, I've done all this work. Can they not see my worth? Why don't they want me? I feel like you're still getting triggered a lot. And in reality, it's, if you're thinking that your counterpart is thinking that, then it really is just a reflection of yourself. So you really have to keep digging within. And even though sometimes it's really hard for us to look in the mirror and actually like what we see, trust me, I've been there for a long, long time. We really have to learn to like our reflection, learn to love our reflection, learn to authentically be ourselves, and understand that this mental conflict, this is just chatter from the ego, this is just protection, this is just the 3D way of trying to protect your heart because it's been broken. But in reality, we have to keep digging further and further, because love is life. Like love is life. Love is the be all and end all of life, and we have to try and clear out these triggers, understand why they're coming up. What is it that's triggering us? What is it? Is it fear based? Is it codependent based? Is it abandonment issues? Is it wounds from past lives or childhood wounds that we still haven't cleared out? It's really just the mental chatter that we have to work on quietening down this weekend, because a lot of it is heavily influenced by the energies we're feeling from the collective, from the divine masculines as well, as they're still going through their tower moment. It's like a wave of whenever there's so many energies around with spirits, it's like it's just the energy changes in here, the temperature changes in here. I am literally boiling now. I can feel myself connecting with so many of you. Oh gosh. I feel like for some of you divine feminines, it's almost been to the point where, you know, when your patience, I mean, it's like your threshold's been met and you're like, well, I've done this for this amount of time and I've done this, this and this, and if this person doesn't want me anymore, then fine, like F it, I'm going off, I'm doing my own thing, I'm better off, blah, blah, blah. But then in reality, even when you're saying that, it's like for a lot of you, you know that in your soul, in your heart, you really want to be with this person. You know you're meant to be with this person. It's like, you know it's your ego, but you're still resisting it anyway, because sometimes when we have done so much work and so much healing, it's like, well, where are they? Where's all my abundance? Where's this? Where's that? Where's that? And it's still like the self-sabotaging again, because it's like you're acting like you deserve all this without really taking all the steps to get there. Because I'm hearing from spirit, it's not about the outcome, it's about the journey itself. And I know a lot of you divine feminines don't want to hear that, because a lot of us, we can, but we found it hard to detach from the outcome. We've found it hard to detach from expectations and thinking, okay, well, I've been awakened, I've seen all this, why can't they see it too? And it's reminding me that the communication that we have with ourselves as divine feminines, the communication that we have with ourselves is the most important. What are we telling ourselves? What are we thinking? Because everything we think manifests, literally. We are so strong in our manifestation powers, especially right now. Everything you are thinking, you are manifesting a reality of. If you don't want to be in a timeline where you feel like you're worthless and unlovable and you're not in contact with your divine masculine, then don't think it, because you will manifest that timeline. You will manifest that experience. You will resist even more. You have to really try and ground yourself as much as possible and keep reflecting. Why am I thinking this way? What am I telling myself? What am I listening to? Am I listening to positive inspirational messages? Am I focusing on my self-healing? If something comes up where it's something harsh against, anyone I've had an experience with, why is that communication still coming up as harsh? Is it something I still need to heal? Is it something I still need to clear out? Because it feels like for a lot of us, we still have to work on the communication that we have with ourselves, our thought patterns, our mindsets, our ideals as well. It's not just the divine masculines. Like, yes, we may have started doing work consciously before they have, but it doesn't mean that we're still not on the same wavelength, because remember, we're mirrors. And I just feel heavily like us divine feminines, we really have to spend a lot of time looking after ourselves, because I feel so much heartbreak for us divine feminines right now. The one thing that's really helped me, and trust me, it doesn't always, I'm not saying I'm perfect, I can't do it every single day. I've been trying to do it every single day, but there are times when I don't. But the one thing that's really, really helped me, apart from obviously grounding myself, like being out in nature, meditating, like I've just had a really long hot shower, just singing or listening to music, and I even changed my thought patterns of every time I feel like I want to listen to a sad song, I don't anymore. Like, I just don't even allow myself to get there until I feel like I'm strong and balanced enough to listen to a sad love song without physically feeling all that sadness myself. But one of the things that's really helped me is writing out positive affirmations. And sometimes it's really hard to write them, let alone actually read them out loud. Sometimes it's really hard for us to say, I'm worthy or I'm beautiful, especially if we spent all our lives or the majority of our lives or this experience not feeling that way. Trust me, I get that more than you could even know. But another thing that's really helped me, and I feel like that would help a lot of you Divine Feminines, is to write down all your feelings, like a scrap piece of paper or in a diary. Write down all your feelings, all the triggers, all the hurt, all the hate, every type of emotion you can feel. Write it all out and then read it back the next morning and see how you feel and see if any of that's actually true or if that was just your ego getting triggered. And if it is directly to or for or about your divine masculine, your divine complement, then once you've read it and reviewed it, trying to take all the lessons you can take from it, of why you say the things you say, why you feel the things you feel, if that was just you picking up on something else or being triggered, afterwards burn it and release it into the universe. Release all that negativity, burn out all that negativity. I just really feel like, and I feel like I'm going to be saying this for a long, long time, but I've been doing it myself. I've just had this overwhelming urge as a Divine Feminine to just keep grounding myself more and more, because these energies are freaking hard. And like, they are so hard sometimes. Like, I've even taken, I think, the last 3 days off of YouTube because I couldn't, the energies were just too, it was so intense. I just couldn't even bring myself to even try and connect even more to the collective by providing guidance readings when I already feel the energy so strongly. I feel all the heartbreak from everyone like it's my own. And as an empath, I'm not perfect, so it's like I've struggled for a really long time with learning how to not absorb other people's energy and protect myself, but then obviously I automatically pick it up. And as twin flames and going through all this ascension process, we are developing our skills at such a high rate. We really are picking up on so many energies, not just from our divine masculines, but even people in their lives that are affecting them as well as us too. And I really just feel like, once again, we have to focus on our love, our own communication with ourselves, with our connection to spirit, with how we are looking and talking and thinking about our divine counterpart as well. Because if you want love, you have to be love. You have to embody love. If you want happiness, you have to embody happiness. Everything you think about manifests into your reality, and it's not just a cliche slogan that a guru says to try and get you to buy a law of attraction book. It really is real. Like, your thoughts really do turn into reality. And I feel like this weekend, over the next few weeks, us Divine Feminines are really going to have to continue to really, really ground ourselves as heavily as we can. Like, I've just been called out so much to just go into nature. I've been bike riding all of a sudden after the first time in like 5 years. I'm bike riding 3 days in a row for hours on end, being out in nature, trying to love and nurture my inner child, sitting out, watching the birds, seeing all the synchronicities of the birds that represent all the twin flames and the swans. And I'm just constantly meditating or listening to healing frequencies or singing my favourite songs from the 90s that I haven't sang in ages, like cheesy songs like Spice Girls and Peter Andre. And it's like, it just feels so silly and great and fun, and it's just such a nice relief from these heavy energies, because we really have to continue loving ourselves, being happy within ourselves as much as we can. It feels like we know that this union is inevitable in a 3D. We know it is as above, so below. Archangel Michael is looking after us twin flames so heavily. We know we're in union with our beloveds already in the 5D. We know that we can have everything we want, but we have to continue to work just like they do. Just because you can feel union coming, it doesn't mean that you can just suddenly stop doing the work. And I really feel like for some of the feminines, some of you feminines, it feels like because you've done so much work, which we all have, you feel like, okay, well, it's time now. Where are they? Where are they? And it's like, if it was the right time, they would be there. And I know that that's so disheartening to hear, but it's like, everything is about timing. It literally is. And just because you may be ready, it doesn't mean you suddenly stop your working. You're still going to get triggered with everything. You're still going to always have to reflect on everything you do and really be your authentic self. But continue grounding yourself. Continue working through these triggers. Know that this happy family, this love, this abundance is literally right in front of you. But you just have to continue looking after yourself. Because I feel like for some of us feminines, we've gone back and forth all the time where we're looking after ourselves and then we're focusing on the DM, and then we're looking after ourselves and then we're focusing on the DM. And right now it feels like a lot of us are just focusing on them because we know they're going for their tower moments and childhood issues, and we're still getting triggered and we're feeling their energies. Yes, everything affects us, but we have to continue to stay in our knowing. We have to continue to look after ourselves because we have to focus on ourselves. This is all about the journey of self-love, self-care, self-worth. We have to continue to take our power back, continue to refocus on us. When we feel an energy or hear our twin telepathically or in the 5D or in the 3D, that's fantastic, that's amazing, that's what we want. But we have to continue to refocus, because I feel like I can really just feel the heartache from some of us divine feminines, and trust me, I know. I have been there. I was sitting on my shower floor, like even 3 weeks ago. I was crying and sobbing, singing How Do I Breathe Without You Here By My Side? How will I see when your love brought me to the light? And it was just like, sometimes we just have to cry like that. But I know in my heart and soul, if I continue going within, if I continue grounding myself, I continue working on how to balance my energies, I know that all this abundance, this happy family, is literally right in front of my face. It's all about getting into alignment. And if you are the cliche divine feminine like me, who was consciously awakened first, then you know that we are mirrors. You know that everything happens in divine timing. You know that we'll probably go through something, and then weeks or months later our divine counterpart will go through the same cycle. So we just have to stay patient. We have to keep refocusing. If stuff comes up about our DM, or we hear them, or we feel their energy, cool, address it. Tell them you love them unconditionally, you're with them, have fun conversation with them, flirt with them in the 5D, but keep going back to refocusing on yourself. Please, I'm really hearing this strongly right now, because I know how heavy these energies have been. And I know for me personally, a lot of these triggers from these energies, it's been really triggering. It's just been really triggering a lot. I don't even want to get into it all, because I'll just cry, and I've cried non-stop for the last few readings. This energy is so heavy, and I really feel you divine feminines. It's like I can literally feel your souls next to me in this room right now. Like, it's so overwhelming, and I just want to say I'm so proud of all of you, regardless of what mood you're in. When you see this video, you are still guided to it, and regardless of what mood you're in, please just know I'm proud of you. All of us divine feminines and divine masculines are proud of you. Spirit is proud of you. You just have to continue to work through these energies, continue to ground yourself. Like, even if you want to sleep the whole day away, I slept for hours and hours today. I could barely get out of bed, and I didn't even leave my actual room until I think about 6 o'clock this evening. And then I just spent like an hour and a half outside riding my bicycle, nurturing my inner child, loving nature, sitting and watching the birds. And it was just like, yeah, I just need my time out. As much as I'm in love with my divine masculine, and I want to be with them, and I know I am with them in the 5D, and I know union's right round the corner, and everything else, it's like, I need this time. I just need this time to be by myself. And it's like, we really do need this time by ourselves. And sometimes it's really hard to face that, because we are either still in the codependent phase, or it's like still a shock that we now have to learn how to survive in this 3D illusion without, our other half, when we're so used to being with them. And we love them unconditionally and we talk to them, 20 times a day, literally like 20 times a day, never go to sleep without talking to them. That was probably one of the hardest things that I've had to work through, is to not talk to the love of my life like 10, 20 times a day. But obviously I needed to learn how to be independent, not codependent, and I had to work through loads of abandonment issues, still clearing out some of that as well. But I really feel like if we continue doing all this grounding, continue working through all this mental conflict, learning how to change our own thought patterns and continue to refocus on ourselves, because some of us divine feminines have never even been in union in the 3D with our divine counterpart. Some of us can just feel this energy. Some of us are just going through this cycle before we've even met our twin. So if we continue to do this, I know that we're going to feel all this love and abundance start to come in, because trust me, the universe is actually looking after us. As hard as it feels sometimes, it really is looking after us. And look, if we just continue, I can just feel all you divine feminines. I just love you so, so much. And I'm just telling you this in case you haven't heard it today, in case you feel like you're not lovable. I'm telling you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And Spirit loves you too. I just heard a massive yes. Yes, Spirit loves you too. And we're going to come into all this guidance, all this, just these massive penny drop moments, these massive eye openings, this prosperity, this love, this gratitude, which I've been feeling so much of. The more we ground ourselves, the more we change our thought patterns, the more we work with our healing rather than against it, the more we surrender, which is the hardest thing to do, surrendering to this change, the acceptance. That's what I keep hearing. It's accepting who you are now. It's accepting where you're at in your life now. It's accepting the changes that have happened. And trust me, I know they're traumatic. They are so traumatic, because it really does feel like sometimes it literally feels like you physically can't breathe without this person. And that does take a while for you to work through. That does take a while for you to work through. I only went into separation on the 3rd/4th of January this year, and it's now the start of April, and it's taken me about 3 months to learn that I can actually breathe without this person physically, even though in my heart and soul it's like, oh my gosh, even when I say that I can feel like a gigantic hole. But if we continue to just try and work with our healing, try and work with the communication that we have within ourselves and our own mental headspace, that we are worthy, we are valuable, we are lovable, we can achieve anything we want. Like, even looking around my room, the affirmations I've put up, the non-personal ones, I've put, I'm rebuilding a loving relationship with myself. I love myself. I'm patient. I'm calm. I'm fearless. I'm surrendering to the flow of the universe. I've even put, you only run out of chances when you stop taking them. Now, trust me, when I say to even write these affirmations, that was a challenge in itself. To even read them out loud to myself is a challenge. To even read them to the camera is a challenge. To actually believe them is a challenge. But we have to continue grounding ourselves, believing everything that our heart desires is what we're going to get. Everything we want wants us. It's all about the patience, the journey, the learning curves. You can't just expect to get everything you want, because that's not life. You would never appreciate anything if you just got it like that. You wouldn't want to have a silver spoon in your mouth with this journey, because if you did, you would never be able to appreciate it for the amazing, profound, higher love that it is. It's all about the journey, about the climb. And trust me when I say Spirit, Divine, God, Universe, however you want to categorize it, they really do see all the work that we're putting in, and they're giving us all this guidance, these new perceptions, this eye-opening conscious awareness, this higher love, this connection with ourselves and spirit to like such a profound level that you're just going to look back and think, oh my gosh, I felt like I was completely alone. I wanted to do this to myself and do that to myself and do that to other people, and I hated myself and I hated this person, and then you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I have never felt such a profound love before, because I'm telling you, this journey has really saved me. Like, consciously becoming aware of this journey, going through this separation, it has really saved my life. And feeling all this profound love and this connection with myself and my inner child and spirit, it's like, you can't get a better love than this. And once you finally start listening to your intuition, trusting your intuition, connecting with yourself, connecting with your spirituality, you're really going to come into all this abundance, this guidance, this just profound love that you can't even imagine how amazing it feels to just feel all this love and light inside of you, and to know that you've never been alone. So every time you felt like that, now you realize you've never been alone. It's honestly just wonderful. I'm sorry this is so emotional, but like, this is real, guys. Like, this is real-ish. Like, this is real. This journey isn't for the faint-hearted, I'm telling you. But we've been put on this journey, we've chosen this journey as souls because we've always had the strength inside of us the whole time. But the part of the journey is realizing that we have that strength. Part of the journey is realizing that we are limitless beings, that we can have anything we want to manifest, that we can continuously grow, ascend, become more consciously aware, become more compassionate, empathetic, understanding, loving, forgiving. I keep hearing forgiveness. Forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for your twin, forgiveness for your experience, forgiveness for anyone who's ever hurt you, because holding on to it, it's getting to the point now, at least for me, where it's just no longer worth it. I've had depression for the last 17 years. That's a whole other video, but it's like, if we continue to do all this work, I really feel like we're going to come into that balance. As I keep saying, the energies are changing so rapidly because of everything that's going on in the world, the earth, Gaia, our twin, just everything. The energies are always going up and down, up and down, up and down. But if we continue to stay surrendering to the flow of the universe, the ebb and flow of life, trying to ground ourselves as much as possible, getting into the I am presence. I am present. I am present in this moment. I am present in this moment. I am present in my life. I am at peace and I accept my life as it is. We really will come into this amazing energy, this abundance, this gratitude, knowing our worth, our value. We're queens, we're goddesses, we're divine feminines, we're empresses. Like, oh, I just love this High Priestess card. Honestly, I freaking love it, man. What is meant to be is meant to be. It's like this, it feels like it's like the big step that we have to get to in order to then fully come into alignment with ourselves. And as within, so without. So if we're in complete union with ourselves, we will be in union with our divine counterpart in the 3D. We're already in the 5D. I'm sure some of you have already been experiencing all the telepathy. It's just amazing. And for the mood cards, I wasn't actually going to pull any, but as I see this on top, oh, and I see this on top too. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Strong, yes. This journey is freaking challenging. But when I'm telling you, you are stronger than you can even realise, and going through this journey and all these horrific sometimes and lovely sometimes experiences, you are really going to understand that you have all the strength inside you that you will ever need. And I saw a quote today, I've seen it a few times, and it resonates so heavily with me as a twin flame, and it's I had to go through madness to find me. And I really feel like that's what we're doing. Where do you get your strength from? In what ways do you show that you are strong? How has being strong helped you in your life so far? And the affirmation is, I am strong in mind, body and soul. I connect to all around me with strength and wisdom. I am solid as a rock. I am important, valued. Yes, we have to value ourselves. What do you value? In what ways are you proud of yourself and your achievements? What are your strengths and talents? And the affirmation is, I love and accept myself completely for being me. I am a perfect human being. And with that, I just want to give you guys some Reiki healing energy. I love you all so, so much. You divine feminines, you are all beautiful. Honestly, you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're loved. I promise you these challenges, everything's a test, everything's a lesson, everything's a learning curve. Just keep trying to refocus back on yourself, keep trying to ground yourself. Take your time to nurture yourself and really look after yourself as much as possible. Whether or not that's just you catching up on more sleep, watching a cheesy movie, taking yourself out to a dance class, going on holiday by yourself, which is so liberating, or even if it's just like binging on your favorite food on like a Saturday night at 12 in the morning, just because you can, because you're free to do whatever you want. So I'm just saying, I love you all so, so, so much. Please feel free to comment, reach out to me in the comment section. I love to hear all your stories and connecting with you beautiful souls. If you resonate with anything in this video, let me know, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing so many meditation videos tomorrow. I'm going to film when I go out to the park when I'm grounding myself, so you guys can be there with me. I love you all and send you so much love and light. Namaste. Bye, beautiful souls.